For those of you that are here early, I'd like to say Happy Veterans Day and Happy Birthday, USMC. Oh, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Sorry, I felt like being a little bit patriotic this morning because it is Veterans Day. And father is a retired Marine. So, can everybody hear me? I hope so, because I just had a whole thing playing. So, morning, Christopher, Ace, JB, Pacers. What's going on? How's everybody doing? I am just fine this morning. I got some cool stuff to do with y'all. I'm good, Christopher. Thank you. Got some cool stuff to go on. Happy Veterans Day to everybody that's a veteran or that has a loved one or someone that has been close to them that has died in a foreign war or in any conflict. Anyways, back to reality of Myco Sunday. Sunday brunch. Okay, so what I got for you guys today. First, I'm going to answer a question that someone just posted. JB. Okay, so it went absolutely horrible. It didn't turn out right at all. I used vodka instead of 100 or 190 proof or 95% ethanol. I got some lab grade methanol now to do it correctly. I also used old stale fruit that sat in a baggie for like probably 6 months in ground form. So I didn't honestly think it would be great, but I did get a result. It was this brown muck, and I ate it, and it didn't do anything. I mean, it was supposed to be like 20 grams of fruit, and it maybe felt like a microdose of a 0.25. I mean, it was definitely not worth it. Good morning, Bill. But that's not the end of the experiment. I'm going to do it again. I mean, that was the whole point. I did it to learn. Excuse me for 1 second, guys. I really got to blow my nose. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so you guys can hear me, right? Yeah, I'm spraying my hands down with alcohol. It's just a habit. Jesus. Okay. Okay. Chris, I can see you on here, Christopher. Can you tell me if you can hear me? You're the only one. Yes, thank you. Okay, good. let's see. What I got today is I'm going to start doing some entry-level mycology or mushroom growing lessons in a sort of a way for the first. I'm going to outline a few things. These are going to be basic steps of how mushroom growing happens for core loving mushrooms, such as oysters, piopino, the ones we like that are medicinal, things like that that can grow on cocoa core. Um, it's pretty basic, but you really, the first thing you got to do is you got to figure out why you're growing and what you want to do. If you just want, okay, if you want to be El Chapo mushroom dude, this isn't for you because we're not here to grow tons of mushrooms. We're here to grow for yourself, for your friends, get a few ounces on the side here and there. It's just, yeah, I have so much mushrooms, I don't know what to do with it half the time. But you can't eat them all because you just can't. You just can't. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the basics of how to get started for anybody that just wants to grow a head stash, just wants to grow a couple small little shoe boxes or containers of any sort. I'm going to go over all the different steps over the course of, how you grow it. I got about a 10 or 11 step list I put together from a bunch of other sources. I'm not going to list sources because they're all pretty much the same on the basic steps. You got Radical Mycology, you got all the YouTube videos in the world. You got so many different sources. You guys know where they are. Let me get my list here. I got it written down on my computer, my iPad. So, morning, Jessica. Good morning, Adam. Let's see if I can find my list real quick. Boop. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you the outline of what basically an introduction kind of thing. So basically, mushrooms, what are they? They're the fruiting body of mycelium that comes from spores. I mean, they're mushrooms. You get spores. Spores come together and they form mycelium. Mycelium grows, colonizes on grain, and it produces a fruiting body, which is what's going to spread the next generation of spores. Basically, it's a fight or flight thing. They're going to either survive or they're going to die. And when they're about to die, they stick out their mushroom thalix and spread their spore. Why do you want to grow your own mushrooms? Because you might enjoy it. It's a good hobby. It's a great time killer. You learn a lot of patience. You meet a lot of good people. It's fun. I got tons of stuff growing right now. I'm going to show you guys in a little while. It just popped up over the last 2 days. 2 days ago, last Sunday, we made some little trays. I got some with fruit sticking out of them right now. So that's 7 days in fruiting conditions, and I got fruits this big on them. So it's fun. Common edible mushrooms, you guys know, they're oysters, lion's mane, shiitake, medicinal. You got different in there. There's medicinals as well as psychedelic ones that some people like. Let's see. You got the life cycle of a mushroom, which you got your spore germination, then you got your mycelial growth and your fruiting. Let's see. Now, when I talked about cocoa core or core loving mushrooms, what is core? What is core? Coconut core. It's the fiber from a coconut. What they do is they grind it up and they package it or press it or whatever. It's just a substance to hold water and the grain to grab onto for for water for the mycelium to drink. It's pretty much inert. It doesn't have a lot of nutritional value. Same with the vermiculite when you make a CVG mixture. Pretty easy to use. We'll get into how to make core in a little bit. And okay, that's the basics of what mushrooms do and what we're trying to start here. Now, this is just day one of the little bit of information I'm trying to give you guys. Basically, if you want to start growing a mushroom, let me just check the comments real quick. You need 3 things. This is all you need to do mushrooms. You need a corn jar, grain. So basically, you can do this with stuff you buy at Walmart very cheaply. You buy if you don't even need to buy ball jars. What you can do is you can get some glass containers, whether they have lids or not. Make sure you can put them through the pressure cooker, and you can cover the tops with aluminum foil. So you don't even technically need a ball jar. You just need a glass container to put hydrated popcorn in. You don't need a pressure cooker. You can put this in a water steam bath, meaning a pan with boiling water, this raised out of the water slightly, with steam surrounding this for 3 hours, and you got sterilized grain. Okay, many people do it. They don't need a pressure cooker. So you need corn or any grain. That's one of the first basics. The second thing you need, cocoa corn. Okay, you can buy it, you can make it. That's a whole different process, but this is just for the beginning. All you need to do is get a couple pounds. This is 2 to 3 pounds of cocoa coir. I made it myself, but I mean, this is easy to get. Many people in the community have it available. If you want to make your own, that's very simple to do too. We can tell you how to do that. You just need 3 little ingredients. Actually, you only need 2 little ingredients: coconut coir and vermiculite. You don't even really need the vermiculite if you don't want it. And then you need a container of some sort. I'm going to be doing a couple of these today just to show you, because I got some cool stuff happening. These are my next new containers I'm trying. They work great. I have some with a separation in them. I got these instead. These are a little bigger than the aluminum ones. This is the size I originally wanted to do. They're about 9 by 6 instead of 6 by 5. I got these. And the only other thing you're going to need, I got it somewhere. Had it somewhere. There it is. You need a culture. This is a liquid culture. This one here happens to be Casper. I don't know if you can see in there. Nice and fluffy in the middle. Anyways, I got that. So basically what you're going to do is, if you have a jar like this, most of them have injection ports. If not, you're just going to open the top very gently inside of a nice clean still air box. And you're just going to put a couple cc's in there. That's another story, but I'm just saying what you need for basics right now. That's all you need. You wait 2 weeks, you got your colonized grain, so that this corn turns into this white fluffy stuff. And then you just mix it with coconut coir. That's it. That's all you need to do to start making mushrooms. There's a lot more detail you can get into every step, but a lot of people are asking, how do you start? What do you do? Well, you got to decide what you want to do. You need to know if you're going to do it in a bag, you're going to do it in a container, you're going to do it in a shoebox. But if you just want to do a basic grow, you can do it very inexpensively and with minimal equipment. You can do it inside a still air box. You can do it inside of a very clean room with low airflow, or no airflow, actually, like a bathroom. Clean all the area up. You can do a steaming. What you do is you like go in your bathroom and you start the shower on hot for like 20 minutes. You let that bathroom get full of steam. Well, that water is going to weigh down a lot of bacteria and airborne stuff as it comes down to the, you let it cool off and then close the door. There's ways to do that. Not the best way. No, it's not. Not perfectly sterile, but it is better than doing it out in the open. Sterile tech is important. You got to be sure to be clean, sterile, and all that stuff. Yeah. So any questions so far on any of that stuff? I can probably, we're going to make some cakes in a minute here. I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff in a minute that we got going last week that is doing very well. But if there's any questions, I'd be glad to take them right now. Well, I'll check on the questions real quick. Okay, so I'll get to it. Okay. Cool. Okay. Well, anyways, so what I'll do is I'll show you some cool stuff that started last week that is continuing this week. I don't know if you remember, but last week I colonized some little gray or silver trays. Let's get the angle going here. Okay. Get some light. So anyways, last week we colonized some things. Let's go right there. Okay. So I did some trays. I did some with casing layers, some without. Well, the ones with casing layers are just starting to colonize right there on this side over here. Okay. But a bunch of them are already completely white. They're already colonized all across the top. They're ready to go into fruiting conditions. And these were spawned on 11/3, so they're not even, they're a week old. They were done last Sunday. These are all nice and perfectly white. These nice little trays I made. But then it got even interesting. Yesterday, I came down here and I put a couple in here just to test out what would happen. Bam. Fruit. Not bad for 7 days, huh? Was on the bulk 7 days later? Fruit. So those are some beauties right there. But this is what I've been doing. I've been putting them in these upside down things when they get ready to fruit. And then I did a couple of these big trays here. Like this, these big ones. This one's already colonized. This one was done on 1/4, on the 4th. This was done Monday after, not bad, 6 days, ready for fruiting conditions. So these little containers can work really well. This is my second flush of my my personal cross of Stormtrooper and Anubis. The second flush is coming in really fat. We got some monsters in here. Look at a sucker over there. Boom. So still have the Stormtrooper curl where they curl over, but they got the size of Anubis now on that one there. That's freaking huge. I mean, it's big. It's not small. It's like 3-inch cap. So those are going good. I'm going to clone that sucker because he's a beauty. Get a next generation out of that. Get some spores and stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here's another flush of the Netherland peanuts I did. They're just getting a few fruits in the corner. Another one down here, but I wasn't even ready. These just got flushed the other day. Let's see. We did a shoebox last Sunday as well. I don't know if you remember with the red liner, the bag liner. Let's see how that's doing. Oh, it's doing good. Okay, it's almost fully colonized. One little patch right here in the middle that's not done, but it's getting white. Maybe a little air anyways. Oh yeah, so what I got planned for today, y'all are going to hate me for this one, but look what I found. Uncle Ben's, but it's perfectly white. There's no green whatsoever. It's perfect. I got to do it. I got to try it. This will be the first successful if it's not green on the top. Doesn't smell green, but if it's not green on top, we're going to spawn this to bulk. I've never had an Uncle Ben's success. I've tried it like 30 times just for fun, but we're going to do that in these new containers I got. So, any questions on anything I showed you guys so far? Morning, midlife. Morning, cat. JB. Yeah, these are just the start of these little things. They're cool. I mean, like I'm getting, my flushes are getting bigger and bigger. It's taking some time, but I do these little tiny grows, so the flushes are weird when you get these little big things coming from little containers. Like these little containers, I mean, I only want 1 or 2 big fruits out of this, but I might get a whole bunch of little ones, which is fine. You know, they all eat the same. Now I did a bunch of them last week. I got 12 of them over here, 2 of them over here. No, 4 of them over here because there's 2 more in that other box. So I got 12. I got 16 tins, and all but 7 of them are almost fully colonized in 7 days. So that's not bad. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to let them sit for a couple more days because I got a new fruiting chamber I'm building. I won a Gorilla Grow tent, and I'm going to be putting a fruiting chamber in there. It's going to be a fruiting tent. Okay, so let me get organized here. Gotta get some gloves on. Do. And I got a mask. I'm really excited for this Uncle Ben's bag, guys. I can't wait to see what it does. No comments. Good morning, Minnie. Okay. So, like I said, guys, this is all you need to start growing. A couple things: a tray, some cocoa core, and some corn, and a spot and a culture. I don't need this right now because I've already done my inoculation. So, you guys ready to try the Uncle Ben's? I'm scared. Never had a success yet, so this is going to be interesting to see if it's actually white on top. I gotta get my mask. I gotta clear my area here. Sorry, I was kind of prepared, but then I kind of started with the morning music thing. Okay, so everything's been cleaned like 4 times here because I don't want to risk any. Excuse me. This has been sitting in an alcohol bath, but now if this is green on top, I'm going to disappear for a minute, guys, because it's got to get out of here really quickly. Oh, it's beautiful. My first successful Uncle Ben's colonization. You're first glad to see it, guys. Congratulations, me. Yeah, and the only difference is this time I used my own LC. I didn't use anybody else's. I mean, that sounds so mean. Oh my God, it smells amazing. One big white chunk. And this was my Yeti. I inoculated this on October 18th. So it's been sitting a few weeks, which is I put it up on the top of that shelf over there and I just left it there. I haven't touched it since I put it up there. I looked at it yesterday. I said, "Oh my God, it's all white and it's hard as a rock." So there we go. I didn't break up the bag. I didn't do nothing. What I did is I took the needle and I punctured it right up here on the top in the B. I'm sorry if you can't see it. And I just shot 1 cc down the side. And then I took the needle and I heated it up and I made a little hole and I just put 2 syringe filters on here to cover the holes. I did it in front of my flow hood, but I didn't cut the corner off. I didn't do any of that. I just did a nice gentle needle poke and then a hot needle to make a little air hole, but I didn't put much fresh air exchange in there at all. Or gas exchange. I shouldn't say fresh air. I should say gas exchange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a bed of cocoa core, put this in there and then cover it with cocoa core. And I'm going to press it, but I'm not going to break it up. I'm going to leave it as a solid chunk. That's going to be one hell of an inoculation point. It's already bruising. I like it. Look at this. Got a little bit of bruising here in the corner. That's not green. That was white a minute ago. Oh, sorry. Oh, my arm doesn't reach that way. My arm's still a little messed up, guys. Sorry. Spray some water down here. I don't know if you guys remember, but I told you I do underwater my cocoa core. So we're going to place that right there in the center. Give it a nice little bed. Look how happy this little guy is. Give him a little spanking. Good boy. Give him a little pat on the behind. Good boy. This is going to be a monster. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited. I finally got Uncle Ben's to work. I hope it fruits. What do you think? Should I spray a little bit of moisture on top of the cake or not? Now, guys, I'm not recommending Uncle Ben's. I'm not recommending it, but I've had over 30 contaminated bags. This is the first one in a year and a half that I've had actually turn all white. And I'm wearing a mask. I've got everything that's been ISO'd down. We're going to give it a little spritz on top. I'm sorry. We got to do it. There we go. A little spritz. We're going to be like a Bob Vila here. And there's a tree over here. Now look at this. We're going to put some cocoa core right on top. I don't know if you guys can see it. Sorry if you can't, but I'm trying. We're going to put cocoa core right on top. Look at that. We're going to spread this out so nice. Okay. Now, the reason I'm not breaking it up is because I want the edges to stay just cocoa core. I'm going to press it down a little bit once I fill up the tray. Okay. Okay, nice. Okay, there we go. Clean my edges. Now we're going to spritz the top. Actually, we're going to soak it pretty good on top. Now we're going to give it a little press. And I know you're all going to yell at me, why did you break up this Uncle Ben's rice? Oh, geez, I just dropped my CVG on the floor, and it actually landed perfect. Huh. I only spilled about a cup. Yep, I'm human. Look, I just spilled CVG all over the floor. Anyways, it happens. Oh, well. But I caught it, so there is my Uncle Ben cake. First successful run. Gotta get the lid. We're gonna wipe the lid down with the alcohol rag. And we're gonna mist the lid. And there we go. This is gonna sit for the next 7 to 10 days, and we'll see what happens. We're gonna label it. This was Yeti, Uncle Ben Yeti. Today is the 10th, I believe, right? I'm screwing up now. Yes, I know it's the 10th. It's Veterans Day. Okay, there we go. We're going to let this sit on the shelf with the other ones for the next 10 days and let that colonize. Oh my God, I'm so happy, guys. I want to take this bag and smell it again. I can't believe how nice this came out. Oh, this bag has nothing left in it. It was all colonized completely. No grains left. So I didn't break this up. I didn't do nothing. I just went in through the top and I shot 1 cc down the side, just from the top down. I did it alongside the rice in the bag, and like, you know, in between the edge as you go in. As you can see, the hole I made for fresh air or air gas exchange was actually kind of small. It's just a little tiny hole there, a little tiny hole there. Cool. Hopefully that'll be my next brooding block. So we did get a success. Woo! Hey, what's up, Sandy? I'm just playing around. Oh, thanks, Justin. Yeah, I'm always having fun. This is I'm like this when I'm down here by myself. I'm listening to music. I'm just jumping around. Problem is, when you go live, you get nervous and you start thinking, "Oh God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna talk about? What am I gonna?" Yeah, and I gave up on that. I don't care. I love you guys, and if you don't like me for who I am, bye. So we're gonna do a Casper. Everybody's been raving on their Casper lately. So on the 28th, I knocked up some Casper, and it's from Agar. It's a big solid chunk now. It's actually rice. Hopefully it breaks up easy. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Give it enough. Oh, wonderful. I love when they smell good. I don't know if you guys understand how nice it is when they smell good. Now, when I mix something into CVG, I do it a little different. I'm going to take the pint of rice. Actually, it's about, see, it's got a label in here somewhere. It's 300 ml of rice, brown rice, colonized. So I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to add CVG to the Ziploc bag. And a little bit of moisture because it's a little dry. And now I'm going to add 3-to-1 ratio of CVG to spawn. So this is a new cup I got. It is 500 ml. So it's probably going to be about, one of these is about 600 because 500 is down here. So this will probably be 600 ml. So we're just going to add this in there. Oh, that's about 500 right there. We'll give 1,000. So that'll be 3.5 to 1. That'll be about right. We're going to moisten this because, like I said, my CVG is a little bit under field capacity. If field capacity is 100%, I'm at 90. So it only drips if I squeeze really, 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 really hard. But I don't get a lot of extra bacteria from this moisture level. So this is what I do is I mix it up in a Ziploc bag. Yes, I know I waste a little bit of Ziploc bags, but I do reuse them. I use them for other things, just not mycology things. So once they're dirty, I use them for like my gardening stuff, or, you know, I rinse them out if they're that bad. But, you know, that's nicely mixed. And we're going to put it in the other clean jar here, thing here. And yes, I'm skipping liners on these because I want to see how they come out like this without a liner. Now I have a new friend from India. His name, as far as I know, is Partha, I believe. He might be on here live. I hope he is. If he has a different screen name, I don't know it. But he's doing my 3D printing of the few little things I wanted to have made. The little press I wanted with the angles in it. He took my idea, designed it on his CAD program or whatever. And he also came up with a couple other ideas or he helped me with a couple other ideas coming up with the printouts for the 3D printer of I'm making hash. If you guys didn't know that, I also have it available if anybody needs any bubble hash. But what I'm doing is I'm pressing it into coins with a little logo on it. So he made me a little thing that I can put in the press at the end to make it say what I want it to say. Wow, this is nice. But the other thing he made, the Myco press, it's for pressing down your cakes. But it's got ridges. So there's going to be like little microclimates all over the core. I hope it works. It's kind of just an experiment. I'm going to try it. Because you know how you always get side pins? Well, it's going to put a bunch of little sides in the middle. Middle sides. Okay. Wow. Here we go. What a nice cake. What do you guys think? Casing or no casing? I'm leaning towards no casing. But I'm also putting a cover that's really close to the front surface. So let's see. What do you guys think? Casing, no casing? Yeah, of course, for that Casper, I've seen other people growing it. It comes out really nice. I think we're going to skip the casing, and we're going to spritz it. This is distilled water with a tiny bit of H2O2 in it. And we're done. That one's done too. And let's see, what was this, Casper? Yep, label it. These are those new markers I was talking about, the Sharpie Pros, where they write on anything, whether it's wet or oily. They do have a limit to how wet it can be, to be honest, but they're actually really nice. Now, when did I inoculate that one? The 28th, I said? 10/28. So I spawned the bulk on this day. Spawned the bulk. Some of these I write my inoculation date just so I know. There's a few cultures I want to. If this comes out with a really nice flush or a really nice canopy, I'm going to be doing more of these in the bigger tub, like a 6-quart. But that's what I do for now. Is I just do that. Let me clean up my mess. Now let's get the camera resituated, and I'll talk to you guys for a minute and see if we can do any questioning. If anybody has any questions. Okay. So I got to rearrange everything every time I move. I don't have multiple cameras. Okay. I should light off. It's going to look horrible in here. Okay. Okay, so I can give you guys my full attention now that you saw a little bit of stuff, and maybe you want to ask some questions about any of it. Oh, hi. Okay. Man, every time I put a mask on, I get a stuffy nose. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Christopher, that's you're actually my inspiration. You and a couple other people that I saw with Casper's growing were my inspiration to start doing them again. It was like a week or two ago. I got 2 more jars colonizing. Hey, good morning, Greenie. Good morning, midlife. Let's see who's here. See if we have any questions. Yeah, I can't wait to see it grow up. Hey, Mike, what's going on, Mike Barball? Jam Boy, what's up? Sorry if I missed any of you guys. I was trying to get that stuff done. Pacers. Yeah, man. Really. Nice. Yeah, that's I didn't go to church or anything, but I love some lab work. Oh, here we go. Question. Okay, what does it say? Have you heard of Stub? Samuel, yes, I know Jay is a friend of mine. Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking stump or stub? Okay, well, anyways, yes. Yes, I have heard of it. I watched Jay do it for many months. He has good success with it. I have not. But the only reason is he has a very sealed environment when he fruits all of his stuff. He puts his tubs into shoe boxes and leaves them completely closed and grows them in his tubs. My stuff's a little more open, so the stumps on mine I wouldn't want to put directly into corn or anything, just because I don't trust the fruiting body to be clean enough. But when he started taking samples from inside the stipe, which is basically just cloning directly to corn, it worked a lot better, I think. I don't know his results specifically. It's naturally a very, usually going to be a less sterile way to do things. Usually you would put the clone to agar, make sure it's clean, then put it to corn from agar or clone. But it is possible. Yeah. I mean, if you want to screw around and try it, yeah, it works. It works. The mycelium will colonize off of a clone tissue. It can work. It's not my thing. I like playing with agar and spores and clones and stuff on agar dishes or, petri dishes. But yeah, it can work, if that answers your question. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading the comments, guys. Sorry. Cat, you're always doing something with a joint or a mushroom. Oh, thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Yeah, the route thing, you guys, a lot of people get information from sources that are doing things different than they're going to do. I take 20 videos to get one piece of information. I take different parts of each one that I think is best. I experiment. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I change things around. I try different things. It's a hobby to me. I like doing it. So it's not like I just need to grow this thing of mushrooms. If I don't grow it and it dies, I'm not going to have my medicine. That's a different situation. If you're doing something like that and you absolutely have to have your medicine, you might want to think about going back to like a PF Tech with BRF cakes so that you can get a little bit more, I'm not going to say quality, but a guarantee, because a lot of PF Techs can go very, very well for people without a lot of experience. It's a very simple thing to make. You don't need any equipment, but you get a very limited amount of flush of results. You probably only get 40, 50 grams wet from a pint, or a half pint. I'm sorry, a half pint to a quarter pint jar. You're not going to get a lot. So I remember a video probably 15 years ago. I was watching TV. Guy had cluster headaches. His cluster headaches were so bad that he had oxygen tanks all around his house, and every time he'd start to get a headache, he'd have to suck on oxygen. Guy was a law-abiding citizen. Mushrooms were illegal. He would not go out and buy them, but mushrooms were said to solve his problem if he tried them. It might help. And he ended up growing his own through PF Tech, and he hated the idea of growing them because they were illegal. He hated the idea of taking them because they're illegal, but they got rid of his cluster headaches. He takes them once a month. He takes a macrodose once a month. His family knows he does have an experience, and he has the medicinal value from them once a month. But he has to grow his own. He has to have them, and he chose to do a PF Tech. And maybe some of you saw the video or a TV show. It was a guy, just a normal, everyday, hardworking guy. He was affected by cluster headaches, and they were debilitating, where he could not move. He had to be sucking on oxygen for hours and hours and hours. And this can happen to people. And if you need certain medicine that's not legal and you want to grow it, you better grow something that's going to work. And a lot of people grow things just for fun or just for a head stash or for a weekend party. And it's a totally different type of growing. So we need to realize that, a lot of videos are made for different people to do different things. If you want to grow 50 pounds of mushrooms a week, of illegal mushrooms a week, to sell them to somebody, do your thing. I'm not telling you to, because that's not right. If it's legal in your area and you want to do that, fine. Federally, I don't think it's completely legal anywhere, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. Let me check some comments. I'm starting to ramble here. Yeah, Derek. I mean, if I went out in the woods and I picked some mushrooms and I didn't know what they were, and I got pulled over and someone went into my car and found some psilocybin mushrooms in my trunk, am I a criminal? And I got lions, what? No. Okay. I agree. Cultivation of mushrooms in your home or in your property should be completely up to you. Marijuana, mushrooms, opioids. Like if you wanted to grow physical opium, that's up to you. Fine. Once you start processing it into heroin or stuff like that, I have a little bit of an issue with that because you can do it all you need. Now, anyway, that's neither here nor there. If you need the pain medication, that's different. You can grow your own medication if you actually need it. I think it should be completely up to you. But if you're cultivating coca plant in your yard and you're taking the leaves and processing them with chemicals and this and that, and you're making cocaine or freebase, that's a lot different than taking coca leaves, wrapping them around a little piece of lye and chewing on it as a caffeine type use. There's different ways to use everything. Pharmacology, taking mushrooms and making it into medicine, I don't know what Big Pharma is going to do. They could. I don't trust it, to be honest. There's so many different ways to grow. So if you just want to grow a head stash, get a few shoe boxes, get some cocoa core. You can buy a brick of cocoa core and a bag of vermiculite off Amazon for $25, $30. Okay, you can get a bag of corn at Walmart for $2.98 or something like that. And all you need is a pot for the stove and some water. You get a culture. You need a culture. Hit me up. I'll send you a culture. It's not that expensive to get growing for yourself and to learn and start. There's plenty of us out there that would gladly send somebody a plate or an LC if they don't have the money. And if you got the money, share it. Spread the wealth. I'm more than willing to take donations. My link tree in my bio. I have PayPal. I have Cash App. You want to send me money? Send me money. I'm not going to deny money. And I'm going to send you gifts too. But the point is, people that don't have money, I want to help them. So if you need something, let me know. We can help you. Let's see. Yeah, Massachusetts also didn't pass the question 4, which was too complicated. Like Pops was saying the other day, it was I couldn't decide which way to go. I did vote yes because anything is better than nothing as far as legalization. It could get better, but there was a lot in there I didn't like. It was more about making big people rich instead of the little guy being able to grow in his garage without having an issue. Kind of like what happened with cannabis in a lot of states. Mom and pops basically disappeared for years. I mean, there was no mom and pop going. I mean, and hidden in the corners, it got a little easier. But if you were a mom and pop and you had a good product and you wanted to go to a dispensary and sell it, it's almost impossible from what I heard. I don't know how it is now, but that was way back. Question 3, yes, feed corn is okay, but you have to hydrate it less. Like if you're force hydrating feed corn in like a pressure cooker, you only want to do like half the time, 10 minutes at 15 psi, maybe even less. It hydrates a lot quicker because if you ever look at popcorn, the end is closed. Feed corn, it's open. So the water gets in feed corn a lot quicker than if it would be trying to get into popcorn. So that's one way to look at that, guys. I got some new bird seed at Walmart. It's freaking beautiful. I colonized it already. I couldn't wait. Let me see if I can reach it. I got a bunch of crap in the way. Oh, here we go. Let's see. I just knocked this up on the 8th. I don't think it's even grown. Oh, yeah, the kind of. It hasn't even started. But it's basically all milo and millet. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, it's starting to colonize there. But anyways, it's wild bird seed. I want to try a different tech. Yeah, Mike, go to Vape Wholesale USA. They'll get you. I just ordered my liquid. That just came in the mail yesterday. Vape Wholesale USA, Elemental Vape, and any of those places. They're charging like a $35 mass vape tax and mass ship signature fee is $8. The vape tax is $18. I mean, there's a vape tax in Massachusetts. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But Vape Wholesale USA, they're still sending to Massachusetts for the shipping. It was about 400 milliliter bottles of my chosen e-juice for my cigarette, and I use Candy King by Dripmore, and they're $9 a bottle for 100 milliliters. That lasts me like a month. And I got $48 for 4 bottles to my door. That's not bad. And they have vape accessories, so check them out, Mike. Sorry if anybody's wondering, that's what the comment was about. The birdseed ran good. What I did is Mushroom Mesa, Mike over there, he had a tech with taking millet and adding vermiculite in. So what I used in this was, oh god, I can't remember the weights. It was like 500 grams of birdseed, a couple hundred milliliters of vermiculite, and then 250 milliliters of water per bag. And then I put this in the pressure cooker. So it came out pretty freaking good. I mean, it's nice and hydrated, no burning, no clumping. But like I said, it's half milo, half millet. Great mixture, actually. There was sunflower seeds, but I put it, I have like a 1/4 inch screen, like 1/4 inch holes. And what I did is I poured it over the screen first. So it took out 90% of the sunflower seeds just by doing that. That wasn't even rinsing in water or nothing. That was just dry. But it's actually the best birdseed I've seen. It's Pennington's wild birdseed with the red cardinal on the front, but it's at Walmart. It's called Pennington. It's actually one of the best ones I've seen. Yeah, Wholesale Vape USA is great. They were a little higher price because they're shipping a while back, but now with all the other companies adding taxes and crap, they're lower because they're shipping. It's only like $12 for what I ordered. Millet's expensive midlife. It's good. I love it, but it's expensive. I mean, I bought a 25-pound bag of this stuff for $7. I think the 40-pound bag is like between $8 and $16. I can't remember. I looked at a bunch of them, but it's very cheap. You buy a 10-pound bag of millet from Amazon, the good stuff that's like clean and everything, it's like $25. So you're talking $2.50 a pound versus 50 cents, 40 cents, 30 cents a pound. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna get the 40-pound bag because my dad's into bird feeders right now. So if I don't use it, he'll use it. Works for me. I don't give a shit. We'll use it. Oh. What do you mean by when the... Okay, Paul's asking, what is it called when the spores are taking over the jar? Do you mean the mushroom spores or like bacterial spores? When it's colonizing, that's what it could be called. Basically, when you have a jar of corn, you take this and you put either your spores or your mycelium sample or your LC into it. And what happens is... let's see if I can find a good one here. Oh, here's a couple. Okay, here's a couple that are colonizing in a fractional way. Okay, when you put an agar chunk in, what's going to happen is it's going to start taking over. See that agar chunk right here? This is all agar. Man, this thing's backwards. This is all agar over here. And then you got the mycelium growing from the agar into the corn. Sorry about the light, guys. But now when you have an LC and you squirt it in, you shake it up, you're going to get like random spot. This one isn't LC, but I'm just showing you for an example of how it looks with LC. You'll get random spots colonizing, or sometimes you'll get like a streak of white spores. Spores, I don't use spores. So like in the rye. Okay, Paul, I'm still not catching on. Are you talking about the magic mushroom spores, or are you talking about spores that are in the rye, like bad spores, endospores, stuff like that? I'm trying to... I just don't want to miss the answer. Colonizing, yeah. Thank you, Partha. Hey, Partha! I was just talking about you. Guys, that's the guy Partha right here. That's answering Paul. He's the guy that's making my 3D stuff. Awesome. I'm so happy. So I was talking to my dad. We're going to be turning out the metal tube to press the hash. And so we're going to wait until we get it, because now that you said it's going to be here, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Drop the name of where you pull the wild bird seed tech. Okay, Minnie, I didn't pull a tech. I adapted a tech. Mushroom Mesa is the YouTube site. The guy's name is Mike. He's making a bunch of videos. Follow him. He's a great guy. He was on here a couple weeks ago. said hi in the chat. Great guy. He's making a ton of videos, shorts, everything. He's building like an aluminum like gourmet mushroom business out somewhere in Colorado, I believe, or Arizona. I don't know, somewhere out there. Mushroom Mesa, and I don't have it handy. I'm not good enough on the computer to put it in the chat. Sorry. Look up his world's best millet recipe or something like that. The first one for his bag recipe for millet. Now, what he did is he took millet and he mixed vermiculite into it to hold the moisture in. Basically, what I get from it is what's going to happen. This is what I took from it. The vermiculite is going to absorb the water that would normally be sitting at the bottom of a bag or a jar that would normally make the grains or the millet or the birdseed overcook because it's sitting in water. So it'll overhydrate and get this big clump of junk at the bottom of a jar. And if anybody's ever used millet or Milo, you know what that means. That is. It doesn't break up. It just sits there. It happens with rice too. But by adding vermiculite, the water was being absorbed by the vermiculite, and I mixed it before I pressure cooked it. So then the water wasn't sitting at the bottom. It was spread out on the vermiculite all throughout the bag. So when it got up to pressure and steamed, the steam exited the vermiculite in all different places instead of just at the bottom boiling off. Does that make sense? It makes sense in my head. I can't explain it the way I want to, though. But basically, the water is suspended throughout the grain, so it's not just sitting at the bottom. Like if you ever take a corn jar out of the pressure cooker and you see all the water at the bottom, you got to shake it. That's what I'm thinking the vermiculite does. But doing it with corn, it didn't work. I tried it with corn. It made a globby mess of vermiculite because it was just not enough surface area to hold the vermiculite up into the grains. I think the corn just made too much space, so the vermiculite was able to fall through force of gravity and whatever. But that's the tech I used, kind of. I kind of mixed it with another tech mini. I'm sorry. Okay, so I got North Spore stuff, and I have spores. I use the growth stuff, and they are jellyfishes. I have these bags. I'm not sure. Should I take the liquid spores from there and put them in jars of corn? Paul, that's way too much for me to understand. I understand what exactly you're saying. You bought spores from North Spores. The growth stuff. What is the growth stuff? Oh, you're talking the LC thing, and now you got the white. Okay, so you're talking. Hold on, I got you. I'm going to figure this out. Okay, here we go. So you put the spores in the jar of liquid like this. It was probably a little bit yellower, and you got this white stuff floating in there, correct? Okay, so this is what you have now. So you took your spores, you squirted them into a jar like this with the jellyfishes already LC. That's the mycelium. That's your mushroom right there. Those little white things floating around, those aren't jellyfish. Those are mushrooms. They're not mushrooms. They're mycelium. Okay, yes. Okay, we got it. Paul, what you're going to do next is you're going to take your jar from North Spores and you're going to clean this lid when it's got a lot of jellyfish in there. You're going to, swirl it up. Don't shake it vigorously. Just swirl it like that. And you see how it breaks up? It's still going too fast to see, but see how that breaks up? Okay. Once it's swirled like that and broken up, there's only a couple of spots still to wait till it's like at least like this. See how this is kind of like cloudy, but it's clear. You can still see through it. This is a good LC. I just looked at it. It's look good. Anyways, you're going to take a needle, a syringe, okay? You're going to do it in as sterile an area as you can. Still air box, flow hood, whatever you can. You're going to put your brand new syringe tip on a brand new needle. If it's not brand new, you're going to want to put boiling water in and out of the body of the syringe a few times. Open a new needle. If it's not a new needle, you're going to want to sterilize that too in boiling water. And then you're going to want to flame sterilize it if it's not new. If it's brand new, you're going to take it out of the package, put it on the syringe. Then you're going to take your jar. You're going to put your syringe, after you spray this with ISO, stick the syringe in the jar, doop, tip it on the side so that the tip of the needle is in the jellyfish. Suck it back, and then your jellyfish will be in the syringe like this. See how this is in there? I don't know if you can see it, but it is. There's the jellyfish floating around. It's hard to see. Then you're going to take that, and your new jar is going to have like probably an injection port on the top, and you're going to spray it with ISO, stick it in, and add 1 cc per pint of corn or whatever grain you have. If it's a pint, use 1 cc, or you can put a half cc on a couple different sides. I hope that answers your question. But yes, the jellyfish go in the corn. Once that turns completely white, you put the corn in the core like I did at the beginning of this video. I think we figured that one out. Actually, it's not that big. It's only a 10 cc with a 14 gauge or 18 gauge needle on it. It's actually not that big. I just looked at it in the camera because I'm right up against it. You know what would have happened to me 20 years ago if I had a box of these sitting in my house? I did, but they were a little tiny 1cc, and we won't get into that. I like that jellyfish. That's awesome description of that. That was perfect. Thank you, Paul. That's an awesome description. You're welcome. Jellyfish. The jellyfish are floating. Now, if your jellyfish turn yellow and nasty and green on top, throw them away. Got one out there somewhere. Oh, I turned the lights out. Never mind. I can't see it. I can't believe I just looked at this LC for the first time today. It's Nutcracker. I lost all my Nutcracker except for one little tiny 35 millimeter dish I had that I made. And this is growing nice. I'm going to have to test this and put it on some grain. Look at that. It's still clear, but lots of mycelium. Sorry, guys. I get carried away and my sidetracked. Oh, this is my lion. Okay, here you go. This is you see how the lion's made it? See how the jellyfish is at the bottom and not hard to see. But it's clear, but so it's just at the bottom. And then when you mix it up, it floats around. It's hard to see. But oh, I don't know who's listening, but I have some big news. Hopefully, oh man, I'm tracking dirt all over the place. Ed Grand, you sent me a bunch of spores. This is the Tylipii. Not bad, huh? It's colonizing nicely. Thick halo. This is a T0 for a thick halo. Bam. Go through the back. See how the spores are colonizing. That's the T0. These aren't grab and drags. Those are just T0s. This is the albino nomad T0. Got one little colony starting. And this was the MK Tat Beast Black Cap drag plate that I let go too far. I did get a couple transfers off another one, but this one went too far, but it's colonizing nicely. And then the MK Tat BC T0 growing, a couple of colonies. Actually, this was a drag, but it didn't do very well. So it just got a couple colonies because it was the second drag plate. And then I got the ape redo from you that you got from Dichotomous. This is the T0, looking good. What I do is I do the grab and drag, and then I take the swab and I do a T0 if I've done a couple grab and drags. This is the grab and drag from the SG Tap BC. Boom. Got some colonies. I got to go in there and grab. I'll get those after the video. I can't set up everything right now. Here is a albino Normac. I'm hoping this one grows. This is my grab and drag. It's only got one colony down there. So hopefully I'll be able to grab some more colonies, or I'll be able to grab that as a mono. And then I got the other SG Tat drag I did. But I am finding my clear LC that I made is working better. My LCs I have that are this color are too dry for spores, or their nutrients wrong or something. I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to share that if Ed ever watches this one. But yeah, I got a bunch of your spores on agar plate, so I'm getting ready to hopefully they colonize a little thicker before I put them onto grain corn. But they're working. So you sent me good quality spores. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But they are working and they work great. Thank you. Took a little extra. They've been a few days. These I did these on the 24th of October, and they took probably until a few days ago to get started. So they took a little longer, but that's it, guys. Spores sometimes can take 2 days. They can sometimes take 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So don't ever think they're dead because they don't show up right away. Like this plate here showed nothing for days. This is from 21st. This was the first time I inoculated anything from Ed that he sent me. The albino Normac, and I only got one little colony, but I also did a grab and drag. I didn't take the whole swab on the whole plate. I just did a little swift and did a little S pattern. So I got one. There's another little one. So there's like 2 colonies. I can always just throw those in under the microscope and see what they are. Okay. Anyways, thank you, Ed. They're working. I knew they would. I had to just put them away and just leave them for a few days before I went back. I got I don't know where I put it, a container with all my when I do spores on agar, when I do like grab and drags or just a swab plate, like a T0 or a D, I call them a D1 plate. They're drag 1, drag 2. Like if I do 2 plates with a grab and drag from the same like pluffed, twift, coiffed. When you take a little piece of the cotton off a swab, what would you call that little fluffy thing? A little fluff of cotton. When I do the grab and drag, I call the first plate the D1. Then I go straight to a second plate with that same piece of cotton on the syringe, and on the scalpel, and I do a second plate. So I call that my D1 and my D2 plate. And then if I have a messed up cotton swab tip, I take the rest and I just do a T0 plate. So that's how I learned how to. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, midlife. Egger's fun. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Daniel, I'm just gonna grow them first. I want to see what they look like before I start setting them out. No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grow them. I'm gonna collect some spores. I'm gonna collect some clones. I'm gonna get the best ones. I'm gonna make some copies, and I'll take care of people. You know that. I'm not worried about it. Ooh, white rabbit swabs, cool. Yeah, aggers, these are easy midlife. It's easy. You basically, well, it's not easy. I mean, it can be easy. If you just buy some pre-made plates, it's really easy. If you want to learn how to make them, it's even more fun. I love making agar plates. I bought a box of 200 a few weeks ago, and I got like 40 left. I haven't used them all, but I took another thing I took from Ed Grand is I took my oh shit. Okay, they lived. Got all my plates in a nice plastic tub now. I don't know if you can see it. They're all in there. Anyway, so I got, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I got 60 plates in there. I got a buttload of plates back there sitting next to my fan hood. So I got about 100 plates ready to be inoculized, but yeah, Chris, Daniel, you'll have everything going. I'm not worried about it. We'll take care of you. Just take your time. You got plenty to work with right now. Even like Ed said, I ordered a couple swabs. He sent me 7. He's like, I had to stop. I was going to send you so many, you wouldn't know what to do with them. And it's true. You don't need them all right now. I mean, I'll take care of you. I'm like, Daniel, I got to get some stuff together for shipping Monday and Tuesday. I got so much stuff to send out. Yeah. But luckily I sold a little bit of my hash, so I got some shipping money in. So I just sold hash to a couple people, and I finally got some money to ship out a bunch of free gifts because I want to ship everybody that I have on my list of stuff. I want to send out some samples of my hash and stuff to a lot of people. So I'm going to be making more today because what I did is I rebuilt my bubble barrel for making bubble hash. Bubble hash is my new thing because I don't know if anybody. I grow cannabis, but I had 4 plants and I got like probably about 5 pounds worth of bud. Not dry, just dry, kind of dry. But anyways, I had a few pounds of fresh frozen, and I did the first half of it in my barrel without a mixer, and I mixed it by hand. And I ended up with about an ounce of maybe 24 grams of hash dried. So I sold a little bit of it. From what I've heard, it's been very good. The results of the flour and the hash have been, people like it. So I've had, one couple has told me they really liked it. So they recommended it. Someone else got some. So I have money to ship out some things now, so I can finally start sending out some samples to people. No, I have not midlife. But yeah, Christopher, I'm gonna be getting you out a package too soon. But I'm broke lately, so every little bit helps. So yeah, so if anybody wants to buy any hash, I do have some of that too. So just hit me up. Very reasonable. Fresh pressed. Not fresh pressed like pressed. It's just freshly bubble hashed, dried, and pressed into like a brick, and then I break off pieces to send people. No, JB, I do not. My cannabis growing channel is right alongside of this channel, and I don't grow that much. I grow 4 plants out, and I grew 8 plants this year. 4 were male. I cut those down early, and I ended up with 4 12-foot plants on the side of my house. I just do an outdoor grow once a year, and this is my 2nd year. So first year was a test year, and this year was a decent year. Slim Bollock Systems sent some seeds to somebody that I ended up with, and they ended up coming out really great. Phase FTC is the name of what I grew. And then the other one was an Orange Omega or something like that. That silly Mike from Instagram sent me all different seeds. He sent me a bunch. I grew them and they all came out great. But yeah, my Instagram is MycoAlan. I have tons of pictures on there of the different plants I grew and stuff. They're not professional. They're just on the side of my house, but they're nice. I like them. I got some nice big, 12, 15-inch colas, Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah, they were nice. But anyways, my bubble setup is coming along. I found this long, I don't know if you guys know what like a screw conveyor looks like, where it's got, a screw, but it's big. It's like this big around, and it's like, I don't know, maybe 18 inches long. And then the end of it's like a 6-inch shaft for like a drill. It's like a coring drill, but yeah, kind of like what you would drill a 1-inch fence post or 2-inch fence post drill. So I got that on the top of the bucket onto a steel plate where it spins, and I hook a drill up to it so it'll spin the water like a washing machine. So I'm going to be doing that with my next batch. I got the hash upstairs freezing in the freezer since last night. I put it all into one bag because I cut it up smaller because I was putting really big pieces of fresh frozen in. I think I wasn't getting into the center. So what I did is I cut it up thinner or finer so that there's more surface area hitting the ice and water. So I should end up with a better result. And I got new buckets for my bags because I was using 5-gallon buckets, and the bubble bags barely fit over the edge. I didn't think that through, but I ended up finding some. They might be 4-gallon, but they're square. Yeah, like 5-gallon pails, but they're square and they're slightly smaller. So I was able to get the bags to go over them all halfway down and then cut 3 of them down. So I have 3 different layers so I can get the proper separation of the different bubble. So I'm making like a broad spectrum. So I'm going from like 25 to 90 micron spectrum is going to be my main. And then 120 and up I'm putting into cooking for food, for edibles. That's a new adventure on a different side of my mind. No, it's not. It's all there. It's all the time. My mind's like a freaking maze. So let's see what this is. Yeah. Midnight. That's exactly what those blue mini washing machines. Yeah, I saw them, but they're $70. I got a blue barrel for $5 from a guy. Drill bit that I found at the stump. Right, let me show you. I'll show you guys. Hold on. Let me get this other thing set up here. Let me find it. Where did I put my phone? Right in front of me. Guess why I can't find something? It's right in front of me. Let me get this going here. I'll show you guys. Boy, this is not going to be as easy as I think. Okay, let me get a number here, guys, and I'll show you. I can go show you the new barrel, but I have to take you with me on my secondary camera. So go ahead and feel free to type in the chat for a minute while I figure this out. I just got to type some numbers, that's all. And we got 92K9. Okay. Hopefully this will work and I'll be able to go over there and show you guys the new setup. I can't bring this camera because it's a webcam. It's attached to the computer. Okay, sorry about the dead air, guys. I'm just trying to learn how to do something here real quick. Okay, go. Okay, I should be able to. Okay, not gonna be able to do it. Anyways, sorry. But anyways, yeah, so. Oh, thanks, Daniel. Yeah, midlife. I was looking for a used one, but I couldn't find one when I was looking. So I built one. I had 2 of these. You know what? I'm gonna go get it. Guys, just hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go get it. It's right over here. Hold on. If I don't kill myself out here, guys. Walking in the dark. There we go. Get some light. Okay. Okay. So this is my washing machine. Okay, so what it is basically, we have a drill attached to a long screw. See the screw? It's big, it's not little. So that sits in the bucket down here with this just to hold it steady. And I got a little plate at the bottom so it doesn't make a hole in the bottom of the barrel. And I'm going to fill this with water, and then this drill gets attached to this right here with a clamp. Got to drill that hole bigger. But anyways, then I clamp the drill. So basically, yeah, it's a washing machine, but like homemade. So yeah, so this is my barrel. It's a small blue barrel. But yeah, so I just put a drill in there like that, and then I can just slowly spin. I can put a tie wrap on it and just let it spin slow. Works out perfect. So I'm going to fill this with ice water later and give it a shot. Anyways, I got a couple more things to attach to it, but oh shit. Anyways, that'll come along. Anyway, so yeah, that's my we're still live here, right, guys? Okay. Yeah, Vape USA, Vape Wholesale USA. That's a good company. Sorry, I'm showing you guys my crotch probably. Oh shit! What happened? There we go. Freaking thing, unbelievable. There's these little bars at the bottom of StreamYard. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, no, it somehow put the stop camera button on out of the middle of nowhere, and I didn't even touch it. I think there's a hidden key on the keyboard that when I hit it, it shuts the camera off, like a mute camera. And I think, sorry, let me get this back to normal. Sorry. So I think what's happening is if I hit the wrong key, because I'm in the dark trying to type a lot of times and I can't see, I got to get a lighted keyboard. I think I'm hitting an F button or something that's shutting my camera off. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, I'm back. Let me try to rearrange this a little better. There we go. So, sorry about that. Yeah, I can go forward and reverse with that drill. So basically what I'm going to do is on the barrel, I got to attach that board on the side. It's not going to be just clamped on with that clamp like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it something to hold the drill. Because if I just attach the drill to the stirrer, it's just going to spin when I put a tie wrap on the trigger. So what I got to do is I got to get something to hold it so it doesn't spin. It's only got to spin slowly. It doesn't have to go fast. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it go slow in one direction. I'll turn it on reverse, have it go the other direction. You don't really want really fast water flow from what I'm saying. You want the water to be heavy and hit the crystals that are frozen off the product. You don't want it to go so fast that you're breaking all the chlorophyll out of the fruiting flower. I'm learning. It's a process, but I have good results. I was able to do the stringing through the bags the first time with a lot of difficulty, but I was able to do it. I think I'll do a lot better this time because the way I have the bucket bags set up. over to square buckets. Now the bags are for a round bucket, but I have a better valley on the, or concave bottom instead of just like a flat. It's going to be easier to collect it with a nice frozen spoon. But yeah, so it should be fun. That's my next thing today. I'm gonna go get that ready and start making some bubble. But I couldn't do it live because I'm just not. I don't want to show off the whole basement's a mess down here. So. But yeah, so it should be fun. Facts. What are facts? What fact? Okay, I'm way behind on the chat here. How come? Huh. Oh no, I'm not. Just okay, cool. Yeah, no problem, Mike. Yeah, I love that site. I've found hundreds of sites over the years searching for yeah, these plants are washing really good. They have most of the trichomes are around 73 micron. I get the most out of my 73. The 25 mesh doesn't seem to collect much at all. I think the trichomes are just bigger. I also let the plants grow a lot longer than a lot of people do. So what happens is I think my trikes are matured. They're a lot larger. So that's gonna, from what I've been told, it's good. So I'm gonna have to send it out to a bunch more people and see what they think. Hopefully they want to order a whole bunch, but let's see. Does anybody have any more mycology questions or personal questions or have anything they need help with? I'm all ears. Really? Okay, cool. All right, Michael. The square buckets I have, they're not. I don't know if you guys know the 9 Live. The kitty litter buckets, they're like rectangular. These aren't those. These are actually square, and they're maybe 10-inch per side, 10-inch square. They're actually really nice. I got them at the dump. They're full of plaster or something, so I cleaned them all out and cut them down to the right, so that they're spacers. So you put one bucket, you put a bag over it, and you have it down to the bottom. So it's maybe about 8 inches deep. So the bag just barely goes under the bottom edge of the spacer. So I cut the buckets, 3 of them, and they fit into a 4th bucket, and they all just stack. So you pour it through the top, and when it goes through the different bags, it doesn't drain. It doesn't sit in the water of the next bag. They're actually separated by about 5 inches. So it's actually going to drain straight through each layer. So yes, they do. They go from clear to amber with age. And also somebody was telling me that the more clear the trichomes are, the more speedy the high is on marijuana. Don't know if it's true. Just something I heard. I hear a lot of shit because I watch a lot of stupid shit on videos. But you never know. Might be true. No, midlife. I've never run Malabar. Cool. Yeah. You got a rig of it, huh? I love that terminology because I know exactly what you mean now. I know exactly where you've been in life just by hearing you say it just like that. Oh, God, you got a rig of it. Know so much about you by that one statement. I don't think it's bad. I understand it because I think I've been there too because I know exactly what you're talking about. Many years of knowing what you're talking about. Yeah, how you guys consume your bubble? I don't smoke weed. I tried a little bit. I took a little piece of the bubble hash I made and I put it on the end of a needle, like a pin, not a needle. And I lit it up with a torch till it started bubbling and then it started smoking. And I took the torch away and I just sucked in the little tiny incense type thing. It worked. Yeah, thank you. Midlife. I know it's been 4 years here. I was 4 years October 28th. But yeah, no, I understand. It's funny the little weird words we use. Yeah, you got your works, got your rig. Okay. So yeah, I'm so happy these plates started growing the way they did. Anyway, that's kind of that. And yeah, those containers I made earlier, those are I got some from Temu or AliExpress. I just ordered them. They're like $3. No, free shipping, $3. It's like, okay, I'll take those. But the first ones I got had a separator. So I don't know if you noticed when I showed you this first. Let me get it. I'll show you. this first container. Oh wait, how'd they get on the floor? The cigarettes on the floor. So, anyways, I made this container grow, right? Well, the first one I made has a separator down the middle. It's all the same culture, but it's got two little separate growing chambers. So one's like 6 by 6 inch, and the other one's like 6 by 3 inch. So it's going to grow two separate fruiting chambers in there. That's kind of cool. It's should be interesting. But yeah, that's albino Avery Plus. I don't know why the plus is there, but it's AA Plus. I believe it's albino Avery. Anyways, so they're kind of colonizing quickly. Not bad. 6-7 days total for all these little things to start colonizing, and the shoebox from last week is almost fully colonized. By day 10, I should have my new tent up because I got Gorilla Grow Tents did a giveaway where they gave away two grow tents, one to a person and one to the person they tagged. And I tagged Mike. I told you guys about this. MVP. He won one, and I won one. So I haven't set it up yet. It's sitting right over there in the other room in a box, freaking like 40 pounds heavy. But it's 30 inches by 24 inches by 60 inches tall. And what I'm going to do is right out here, there's like a wall here, but I'm going to put it on the other side of this wall. So what I can do is I can filter some airflow through it somehow. I'm going to do some interesting HVAC work in here. Because what I want to do is I want to put filtered air coming into here. It's just things in my mind. But anyways, it's going to go right outside the door here, and I'm going to do the diaper tech or the Shroom Wow tech for moisture to keep it humid in there. I got to find some sort of shelf to put in there that's 30 inches wide, but I probably should go like 28 inches wide. I don't know if it's going to fit. I got to put it together and see what shelf will fit. But anyway, just things I can't afford yet. So I got to build slowly and try to find some sort of shelving to put in there. I was thinking that it has poles on each corner. Why couldn't I just put something across the poles and build the shelving out of the actual tent itself? Just thoughts go through my head. Hey, Depraved, what's going on? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Just doing some mushroom chit chat. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to share. If anybody has any questions, I'd love to answer any questions. I can't believe we're up to 32 people. I hope we got some likes. I can't see likes on here, so I don't know. Like if you want. Hopefully it'll just get spread out to some more people and some more help some more people. If they have any questions, they can come answer. Huh. Right. Just checking that. Partha, my favorite Cubensis are albinos. I don't have a personal favorite yet. What I like to grow and what I like to eat, I don't know yet because I just recently started going to higher dosages for personal growth. I was sticking under 1.5 grams to 2 grams of most normal cubes just for, just enjoyment of an evening when I'm just laying down, just chilling and want to laugh. But I've been thinking I want further, I want deeper lately. So yeah, probably gonna step it up to 4 or 5 grams. I didn't show you guys, but that caramel popcorn harvest, I got the fruit off of it. It started bruising because I touched it a few times. So before anything bad happened, I harvested it, and it was the fruiting body was 85 grams fresh. So it was an 85-gram coral blob. I know that's not huge, but it was also grown on a 4-inch round, 2-inch thick mini grow. So it was an 80-gram fruit. It dried out to be 6.5 grams. So I'm going to try a few grams of that and see how that goes. I can't wait. I heard it's pretty good, the Enigma style fruits. This was called caramel popcorn. It was a coral blob. I don't have it down here. Yeah, I already dried it. I put it upstairs. But it should be fun to try that one. But yes, I have run Stormtroopers, many, many times. I got some growing right there. They grow funny. That they're beautiful, but what they do is, let me get your comment up on here. Hold on, let me answer midnight. I've grown pans once before. I have Panellia pancyans. I have some cultures. I got some colonizing right now. Great. Yeah, I have grown them. I have an issue with these types of fruits because they're so skinny and tall that when I dry them, they don't look good. I just put. Oh, here we go. I just dried Let me see if I can get these out of this drawer here. I just had some fruits that I dried last night. Now, these were Z strain, and they looked beautiful. They're just a regular cube. They had these nice flower caps, but when I dried them overnight, well, maybe 24 hours, at 125 degrees, they end up looking a little small and thin like this. Okay, now the caps are beautiful, little like flowery brown caps. I mean, they had these nice little, like, let me grab one here. These are dry. I just put them in a bag because I was down here already. I mean, these little clusters were beautiful when they were fresh. You know, this little cluster was beautiful when it was fresh. The cap was nice, but then when it dries, it gets so skinny. And when you get into like pan-cyans or any of those like really funny small exotics, they grow so skinny, they dry for crap. They end up looking horrible. Yeah, they shrunk down almost nothing. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the pictures before. They were beautiful. Like that big tub of Stormtrooper Anubis mix I got here that I showed you guys. I'll show you again. This one here. This one? No, wrong one. Here. Make sure I'm sitting on a chair, not on the floor. That'd be funny if you guys see me fall on my ass. Oh, that big one there? That one there will dry nicely. This one here will be a nice 40 gram or so. These are all like 5 to 10 gram fresh. Oh, we got an abort here. I'll get rid of that one. That's an abort. That's a big abort. I mean, it's not a little abort. I mean, that thing's pretty big, but the top turned black, so I'm going to take it out.